TV soap news and spoilers say that who will die in Beyond the Gates. Unraveling the tragedy that will change everything. Every great story demands sacrifice. In the realm of dark dramas and twisted fates, there comes a moment when the narrative tilts into tragedy, claiming a character's life and altering the course of the story forever. Beyond the Gates, BTG, has reached such a turning point. Rumors are swirling, theories are multiplying, and fans are restless with anticipation. One of the main characters will die. But who will it be? This isn't just another television death, one that vanishes into the background like a minor detail. No, this is being set up as a cataclysm, a narrative earthquake that will shake the foundations of BTG. The writers are dangling us over the precipice, taunting us with glimpses of grief, betrayal, and irreversible change. Let's take a deep dive into what we know, what we can predict, and how this death could reshape the world of Beyond the Gates. The weight of death in storytelling. Before we narrow down suspects, it's important to remember why deaths matter in a show like BTG. Death isn't just an end, it's a ripple that touches every other character. When a major character dies, the story is no longer about the death itself, it becomes about survival, memory, and how those left behind carry the burden of absence. Think about past tragedies in similar dramas. One character's death often sets off a chain of new alliances, fresh rivalries, and the unmasking of secrets. Viewers grieve, but they also keep watching, hungry to see what grows in the cracks left by loss. In BTG, this upcoming death won't be a random accident. It will be chosen deliberately, targeting someone whose absence will wound the core of the story. The emotional fallout, Vanessa and Ashley. Two names already loom large in the shadows of this looming tragedy, Vanessa and Ashley. Vanessa is more than just a supporting presence, she is tied by threads of loyalty, longing, and entrapment. Her connections to both Doug and Joey make her a key pivot in the drama. Ashley, on the other hand, stands as the innocent caught in the storm. Her mother, Jan, remains a fragile yet critical figure, and Ashley's bond with Vanessa binds the two women together in a delicate web of trust and dependence. We are told that Vanessa and Ashley will see their lives changed forever by the death of someone they love. This one clue already narrows the field. Whoever dies, the emotional shrapnel will pierce both Vanessa and Ashley, leaving scars too deep to ignore. But who connects them so profoundly? Suspect number 1, Jan, Ashley's mother. The most obvious, and perhaps cruelest, possibility is Jan, Ashley's mother and Vanessa's friend. Jan's position in the story is a precarious one. She is a stabilizing presence, offering wisdom, care, and a sense of grounding in a world rife with chaos. But that very stability might mark her as a target. Writers often sacrifice maternal figures to propel younger characters into new arcs of independence and grief. If Jan were to die, Ashley's innocence shattered, the loss of her mother would forever scar Ashley, leaving her vulnerable and searching for someone to fill the void. Would she cling to Vanessa? Or would she spiral into despair? Vanessa's guilt, as Jan's close friend, Vanessa might shoulder guilt, wondering if she could have done more, if her involvement with Joey or Doug indirectly caused Jan's demise. Narrative shock, killing a maternal figure feels sudden and merciless, which is exactly why it could be the writer's choice. Still, something about Jan's death feels too straightforward. BTG thrives on twists, and a predictable choice may not satisfy their hunger for shock. Suspect number 2, Doug. Then there's Doug, a man whose very existence in the story feels like a ticking time bomb. Doug is complicated. He is tied to Vanessa, yet his life has been marked by a growing weariness, almost as though he is resigned to his own destruction. His dynamic with Joey makes him even more vulnerable. Joey doesn't merely dislike Doug, he sees him as an obstacle. An obstacle to Vanessa's heart, to her loyalty, perhaps even to Joey's control. If Joey kills Doug, it won't be just violence, it will be possession. A statement, Vanessa belongs to me, and anyone who stands in the way must fall. And let's not forget, Doug himself harbors a death wish. His despair and fatigue could make his death almost inevitable, whether by Joey's hand or by surrendering to fate. If Doug dies. Vanessa's despair, losing Doug could devastate Vanessa, plunging her deeper into Joey's orbit. Imagine the psychological trap, mourning Doug while being forced to cling to Joey, the man who may have caused his death. Ashley's confusion. Ashley might not understand Doug's importance fully, but she would feel the ripple effect as Vanessa collapses emotionally. Thematic resonance. Doug's death would embody the theme of sacrifice, with his life extinguished as a pawn in Joey's quest for domination. Among all the suspects, Doug feels the most narratively logical. He is both expendable and impactful, perfect for a story-altering death. Suspect number 3, a shadowy, off-screen character. But what if the writers pull the rug out from under us entirely? It's possible that the death belongs to someone we have never truly met. An off-screen character, a name whispered in backstory but never fully fleshed out. The sudden revelation of their death could shock the characters but leave viewers wondering, why should we care? And that's the problem. While off-screen deaths can add mystery, they rarely carry the emotional weight of a visible, familiar character's demise. Unless this unseen figure is tied directly to Vanessa and Ashley's emotional cores, such a death risks feeling hollow. Suspect number 4, Joey himself. Could the show go for maximum shock and kill off Joey, the chaos engine? At first glance, it seems impossible. Joey is too central, too fiery, too essential as a villain. But in high-stakes dramas, sometimes eliminating the most toxic presence early creates room for unexpected developments. However, Joey's story arc feels incomplete. His obsession with Vanessa, his rivalry with Doug, and his growing menace suggest more fuel left in his fire. Killing him now would rob the show of long-term tension. So while Joey could, in theory, be the victim, the odds feel slim. Why Doug's death makes the most sense. Looking at all the threads, Doug's death emerges as the strongest candidate. Here's why. Conflict driver, his presence fuels Joey's jealousy. Removing him resolves that tension in the most explosive way possible. Emotional anchor, Vanessa loves Doug, or at least depends on him. His death would leave her shattered, vulnerable, and pliable. Thematic symbolism, Doug has long shown signs of weariness, even a desire for release. His death would not feel random but rather the tragic fulfillment of his own arc. Impact on multiple characters, Vanessa grieves, Ashley watches her surrogate role model crumble, and Joey asserts his dominance. One death, 3 storylines ignited. How the death could play out. Picture this. Doug confronts Joey one final time, perhaps in a dimly lit street, a bar reeking of cigarette smoke, or even in Vanessa's own home. Words are exchanged, sharp and venomous. Doug, weary yet defiant, stands his ground. Joey, fueled by obsession and rage, snaps. The struggle is brief but brutal. Joey wins. Doug falls. Vanessa finds out, her heart splitting open. Ashley, watching from the sidelines, sees her world collapse. And in that moment, Beyond the Gates shifts into a darker, more desperate chapter. The aftermath, a story transformed. Death doesn't end a story in BTG, it begins a new one. Doug's absence would ripple outward. Vanessa's descent, torn between grief and survival, Vanessa may find herself tethered more tightly to Joey, even as she despises him. Ashley's awakening, watching this unfold, Ashley might grow from a passive character into someone hardened by tragedy, preparing to fight back against the cruelty that stole her innocence. Joey's reign, with Doug out of the way, Joey reigns unchecked, for now. His victory may taste sweet, but his downfall could already be in motion. Conclusion, the tragedy we cannot avoid. So, who will die in Beyond the Gates? While there are multiple suspects, the evidence points most strongly to Doug. His death would devastate Vanessa, shake Ashley, and empower Joey, all while aligning with the themes of despair and possession that define the show. But in the end, one truth remains: death in BTG will not be meaningless. Whoever falls, their loss will carve scars into every surviving character, reshaping their lives forever. And perhaps that is the true genius of this tragedy. The death itself is not the end, it is the beginning of something far more haunting. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV soap news and spoilers for more updates on Beyond the Gates.